Alright, man, listen. Now, first off, I don't usually do first impressions. I'm the guy who gets the shoe. I'll do a few runs in it this week, a few the next week, and then when I'm ready, I put the review out. But this time, I couldn't help myself. You know, the shoes came in today. I opened the box and I was like, okay, here we go. A Saucony Triumph. You know, it's their high cushioning option with the Everrun and the Outsole fit and all that nonsense. But no! Saucony said we're done with the Outsole fit and we're done with the Everrun. And I'm like, okay, this should be interesting. It's going to be similar. You know, I'm seeing the stats. I'm seeing articles about it's 28% lighter than the TPU boost and all that mumbo jumbo. I don't care about all that. But I will know how does it feel. So I put the shoes on. My first thought was, man, this fits nice. Like, nice out the box. It didn't feel like I had to like break it in and my foot had to open up the toe box. None of that nonsense. It felt good. I was like, oh, okay, this feels nice. So I went outside. And typically I go for a 3-mile run. My first run is always a 3-mile, nice and slow, easy pace, smell the daisies, do what I do. So I was jogging, doing my thing. And before I knew it, I was like at mile 5. Like I forgot how far I was going. The shoe felt so comfortable and so nice. Like I forgot I was wearing it. And that's the best thing about the shoes. So right here we have the Saucony Triumph ISO 17. You're probably thinking like, Jamie, 17? I thought it was an ISO 5. No, they went back to the old school numbering. Now they're going back to 17 because ISO fit is no longer a thing. It's kind of confusing, but be whatever. Now this shoe sits as Saucony's high-end, high-model, high-cushion, maximum plushness shoe. Now if you see my review for the ISO 4 and the ISO 5 of the Triumph, the 4 I was hating on it. I was mad. I was bitter. I mean, you could go back and watch it, but I was upset. But the 5, the fit was much better. And the feel of the shoe was a little softer. They had a little more Everrun, give a little more compression. You know, I could dig it. I wasn't like super high on it, but I was like, no way, it's doable. It's respectable. But this right here, this was a left hook out of nowhere. This shoe's like that date on Tinder where you swipe right, you're thinking, oh, she's cute. But you know when you meet her in person, she's gonna look not as good as she quite did on the app. But this is the one you swipe right on, you think she's cute, you meet her in person, you're like, oh wow, you look better in person than you do on the app. This is that. I mean, it's never happened to me yet, but one day it will. And if it does, it'll be this. Man, listen. Now let's break this shoe down from the upper. Now this mesh is smooth. It's form-fitting. But I will say, it's a little thick. It's not going to be the most breathable stuff ever. The tongue's kind of thick, but it fit really nice. And for a shoe that's meant to be high comfort, high cushioning, it fits the theme of what it's going for. So I can't count too many points out the fact that it's not like a thin mono mesh upper. You know, let's not flight it and all that nonsense. It has a purpose and it's fitting that purpose. And you know I prefer a little more space in my shoes. I got a wide foot, but this one, I didn't need a wide. The normal fitting fit right. It fits true to size. Out the box, perfect. The heel counter. Now this heel counter has a little thing going on. So the top of the heel counter here is plush and it kind of folds down a little bit. But the sides here are secure and stiff. That kind of gives you the stability you want in the heel without feeling too invasive. And that's the one thing I noticed when I was like running it. I'm like, this feels like it's there, but it's not there. Does that make sense? Probably not, but you know what I mean. Everything else is pretty basic. The tongue is plush, the shoe is plush, the upper fit's amazing. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. Now the midsole uses their new foam, the Power Run Plus. Is it called that or Power Foam? It's not Everrun. Regardless, it is supposed to be like a modified version of the Everrun. So it's a little bit lighter and a little more softer, is what they say on paper. But goodness gracious, guys. This midsole right here, did my voice crack? I think it did. But it's that real. This is the truth. This may be the truth. Now to me, Everrun was kind of like a modified version of Boost. Adidas had Boost, the TPU material, bouncy, a little heavy, and all Saucony did was like, oh, it's hyped, let's make our own version of it and, you know, make it flat instead of bubbles, and we won't get sued. Whatever. But it had the same faults that Boost did. It was a little heavy. I remember a couple months back, I was talking to my Adidas rep, and I was like, man, you know, Boost's been out for a while. It's been like 2013, maybe it was around that time. It's 2020. I mean, it's 2019, but it's about to be 2020. I mean, Nike, New Balance, Skechers, they're all done new foams since like 2013. But Adidas is still in the same thing. And I'm thinking, you know what? How cool would it be if you guys like took Boost and modified it a little bit and made it a little bit lighter, but kept that bounce? And he was like, no, but Boost is live, blah, blah, blah. It's selling well. All the hype beasts like it. All right, cool. But I feel like in the background, during that conversation, Saucony was in the back like this. And then what? Make it lighter, bouncy, responsive, energy return? Okay, hashtag energy return. Yeah, they were there. And this is what they did. This is what they came up with. This Power Run Foam Plus, goodness, I hate the name of it, but oh my gosh. It's plush. It's soft. I haven't called a Saucony shoe soft and I don't know how long. Like 5 years. This right here is comfortable. Now, I always compare shoes like the Brooks Glycerins, the Triumphs, New Balance 1080. They're all in that high cushioning, neutral, $150 price range. And by the way, this went down to $150. I think it was at $160 like 2 years ago. Maybe it was $150 last year. I don't know. But this year is $150. But I will say, this thing may take over my spot for like that high cushion neutral shoe. So as far as those shoes in that price range, this might overtake the 1080 for me. I know, I love New Balance. I love the 1080. But this, off a first run, this is just a first impression. So don't get too excited. Things might go wrong later. But for right now, this is it. This beats the Glycerin from last year, or this year. This beats the 1080. This beats the old Triumph by far. All I know is that if this foam's the real deal, I cannot wait until the Freedom 3 comes out. Take the Freedom 3 with this foam, sweet Mary Beth. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But let's get on to the outsole. You got the crystal rubber, and like the Freedom, the crystal rubber, to me, it's the most durable, sticky rubber on like a typical road shoe. It's always sticky, it grips very well, and from the other shoes that I tried it in, because this is first run, but from the other Freedoms, my 1 and 2s, and my other Triumphs, those things last forever. This rubber is like durable. So I'm assuming if this is the same rubber compound that they've been using, and they didn't mess it up, it's gonna last a good time. So you take a good outsole, a brand new cushion that's awesome, and a nice fitting upper that's comfortable to wear, and the shoe's not overly stiff. I mean, it's a little flex in there. But for a shoe this cushioned, we're winning right here. This is a winning formula right here, Saucony. I'm not sure if you're watching, but just know, your boy's been watching you from across the way, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. And I think, if this is the future looks bright. The future looks triumphant. I mean, Saucony, think about it. You made me stop what I was doing. I didn't plan on doing this shoe review until about 2 more weeks from now. But I had to stop what I was doing. Your boy didn't even shave. Your boy didn't get the mustache off. So I went and rushed home, turned these little cheap LED lights on, went and threw me a Saucony shirt on, because you know what I had to represent, and now I'm here. That's when you know it's real, Saucony. I hope you're watching this. Keep doing what you're doing. So far, so good. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to do my longer run this weekend. I'm going to do my tempo runs throughout the middle of the week and all that nonsense. And don't you worry, I'm going to have a second opinion because I have someone else who has a shoe who will be giving me their opinion, so that way it's not too biased. Because right now, I'm very excited. And I don't get very excited for many shoes. That's just like typical releases, like another Triumph. This ain't another Triumph. This is the real deal. Now, I think the Running Warehouse, they put a post about how this shoe may be in their top shoes of cushioning. And I was like, okay, now they're just hyping it up because they want to sell some shoes. No, they're for real. This may be a top 5 as far as like overall cushioning system here. This softness, that bounce, yeah, it's not sloppy soft. It's that bouncy soft. It's that good soft. But yeah, yes, the Fuel Cell from New Balance, the Hyperburst from Skechers. You know, you got the React from Nike. This right here. And I'm sorry if I messed the name up. I know it's Power Run Plus. I think that's what it's called. But if I'm wrong, correct me. But whatever this is, I like it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. If you have the shoe, if you're planning on getting the shoe, I want to see the Freedom 3s. I want to see the Kinvaras. I want to see what's going to be next for Saucony using this foam. Did I just spit? But let me know what you guys think about the shoe. Are you getting it? Are you not? Pass. I say so far so good. Definitely try it if you can in the store. Links will be down below if you want to try it out. But don't worry, I will give you my full review next week, 2 weeks from now. Not sure yet. Whenever I feel ready, I'll be ready. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, leave some hate comments. I don't really care. If you do, I'll probably cry about it, but it's okay. I love you anyway. And with that said, be sure to stay in school, don't do drugs, and if you can, keep it tight. Okay, these lights are getting hot. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt in the middle. I'm turning my AC on. You know I can't afford AC. Get this long sleeve shirt on, but it's the only shirt I own that's Saucony, so you know gotta make it work. Okay, there we go. Oh, man, that looks more dynamic. Well, I like this look better. Get that little blue in the background. I like this look. No, next time I'm recording with a shadow. Looks more like mysterious. Yeah, like that.